Uh, they're just coming and going as they please at this point. So some people are going and then saying, well, I don't need food anymore, and they're wondering, well, where are you getting food? People start acting weird. People are having hallucinations, and then you really wonder. You're like, well, how many of these people are actually going out and eating the mushrooms even if they're not supposed to? And that's generally what the story's trying to give to you. And that's as far as I need to go with that. If you want to see the rest, I'd say just watch the movie, and you really should. The ending is really good. The entire film is really good. It's just rock solid. I just can't. But I'll elaborate more on that at the end of this review.
So that's what you're up to. Damn you! Come on now. Damn you, I'll fix you.
Yeah. Try it. I'll cut you up.
The casting in this movie is just insane. It's so good. Like, all these great actors. It's probably the reason why the movie is so good. I mean, you have Akira Kubo. He was in, like, Destroy All Monsters, Son of Godzilla. Kenji Sahara was in Rodan, which I just reviewed. Kumi Mizuno, which most of you know from the Frankenstein Conquers the World, War of the Gargantuas, and probably her biggest role was Miss Namikawa on Invasion of the Astro Monsters. Then you got Hiroshi Koizuma, who played in the original Mothra, Mothra versus Godzilla. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. He played did his role in Godzilla Tokyo SOS. He was in so many movies. His casting was insane, and there's tons of other ones that were in there. It's just all of them were just amazing actors. They've all played in countless Toho films before. It's just the casting. I really can't say enough about it. It's just so good. All the characters are portrayed well. They all have their little quirks, the traitorous individuals, the loyal ones, the ones that seem loyal but end up being backstabbers. It's really cool. It's how they portray all the characters. They all have their own little nice personality. Even the submissive woman there that's just kind of there to be thrown about and liked, and it's all quiet and dainty, doesn't really do anything. And all of it's acted well. Again, I watched the Japanese version. I have not seen the English version of this. Again, this is just me for extremely purist reasons, I suppose. But the subtitles are really good in it. It's just, it was directed by Ishiro Honda. He did practically all the original Godzilla movies. In fact, he might have. I can't remember off the top of my head, but out of the original series, I think he pretty much did all of them. But the casting, like I said, is absolutely insane. I just cannot say enough about it. It's just like all of probably the best actors condensed into one movie. And of course you see these guys in countless other Godzilla and Toho science fiction films because they just reuse actors, and they're so skilled at doing this. It's really, like, again, I just can't say enough about it. So the acting, top notch. The writing in the film's good. Everything's portrayed well. So that's a real big high point for the film.
Well, now, what's wrong? Get on with it.
Now we get to move on to the best part, at least my favorite part, talking about the monsters. This is always what I enjoy. Obviously, it's 90% of the reason I watch these movies. This is one of the greatest exceptions. There's practically almost no monster in the movie. You get like I'm gonna say like almost a decent quick glimpse at it, maybe around halfway through, and you don't even see them full on until the very end of the movie. They're practically not shown in the movie. Like I said, it's more of a horror, sci-fi, suspense kind of film where the monsters make their appearance at the very end. But the design's really good. As far as giant mushroom people go, I know there's kind of a statute of limitation and that sort of thing, but they're done very well. The special effects on these movies are, way above 90% of the American counterparts of these films at the time.
Damn
There's not really a lot to say about it. They show up very late in the movie. When you do get to see them, it's kind of cool because it's not just there's more than one, and it's not just like one stereotypical design. Like all of them are one design. There's a few that look very different from one another, and it's kind of cool. You get to see like almost like there's different subspecies or races of the same type of dangerous mushroom, and it's really kind of cool. And then of course, you know, you got one of the individuals, or an individual that played one of the mushrooms was Haru Nakajima. And if anybody knows anything about Godzilla, he is the dude. He played almost every role, every Godzilla role in the original series. From 1954 to 1975. He was the original Godzilla in 54. He is the man. Like, of course, almost all of them, there were a few exceptions. And he played other kaiju, not counting, you know, Matango, but I didn't even realize this. I looked it up on IMDb. I had no idea he was one of them. I was incredibly psyched after the fact. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I love his work. He's fantastic. He's one of the best suit actors I've ever personally seen his work. I mean, he's great as Godzilla. I don't know what Matango he is, but it doesn't matter. It's just good to know he's in it. He's done countless other monsters. It's a nice little added bonus. And also, the sound file for Matango, it's kind of like a weird laugh thing, but later in the film, it is that laugh they use at the very end of the film was the same one, almost the same. I wouldn't be surprised if it was slightly different as they used for Bolton in the Ultra series. And of course, you know, I don't have Bolton out here. I'd probably be slapping his ass across the room laughing at him. This film was made 3 years before the Ultraman series was, so I just had a little funny bit of trivia for you. So, the monsters in this movie, while not shown a lot, more than have their part, because you get enough moments to where you feel you know there's something out there that's not just mushrooms, and then when you see them later, it's more than it's more than a pleasant surprise to see how well done they are. It's not just this really crappy thing. It's really kind of neat. They're very, very good monster design for just being mushroom people. It's just unbelievable. They give you a good sense that there's always something out there in the woods that you can't quite explain. So, another huge plus for the film.
If you were starving, I'll bet you'd take a chance on these, huh?
Hey,
Huh?